Chapter 118. Self-Made Sins. Lord Chen, Gu Hai, and Sima Changkong exited Northwatch City and headed straight to Zhenan City. Mr. Gu, that Mr. Dongfang has been passed down for an unknown number of generations, and I don't know what his cultivation level is. But it's certainly bizarre and unpredictable. We, the strongest members of the Heaven Opening Palace, enter but don't return. Do you really want to go and poke around? Sima Changkong said doubtfully. I think it's even harder to ask the two souls of Long Xiaoyu from Liu Yang's mouth, right? Gu Hai smiled bitterly. But that Mr. Dongfang is a Shushi, even though you have these two soul seeds from Mo Yike. But as long as Mer Dongfang discovers it, there will definitely be another problem. And then it will be hard for you to come out, even if you want to. Sima Changkong was worried. Gu Hai was silent for a while and shook his head. I have a way to come out. Oh, Sima Changkong was slightly stunned. Why was Gu Hai so confident? After thinking about it, Sima Changkong's eyes steeply lit up. Could it be? Mystery seen. However, this time I go back. I still need the king's cooperation. The two armies are facing each other. I need to interfere with the broken armies, otherwise, my whereabouts are still too dangerous. Gu Hai laughed. Sima Changkong smiled slightly bitterly. Mergu, is it worth it for you to fight so hard? After all, it's Long Xiaoyu's two souls. After a moment of silence, Gu Hai smiled faintly and said, Wanqing is my wife. If she were alive, would she ignore it? Sima Changkong was slightly stunned. Wanqing wouldn't ignore it. As Wanqing's husband, I have the obligation to help her fulfill her dying wish. Gu Hai shook his head in affirmation. Fine. Sima Changkong sighed slightly. The group quickly arrived at Zhenan City, and Sima Changkong traveled to Divine Martial King to narrate the situation, and asked Divine Martial King to cooperate with Gu Hai in this operation. Long Wanyu's residence. Long Wanyu looked at a faceplate in front of her. Demon Ghost Spirit, this formation you mentioned is really useful to monitor Gu Hai's mansion. Luckily, Gu Hai wasn't home the other day, and I set up a receiving formation at his place in advance. Today, he's back, haha. Long Wanyu excitedly looked at the picture in the faceplate. That's for sure. How many people in this world do you think know as much as I do? The voice of the demon ghost spirit inside his body came out. HMPH, Gu Hai big bad guy. This time I'm going to make him suffer a lot. How could he not think that I'll bury a heavenly pepper pit in his house, right? Spice him up. Long Wanyu's eyes carried a wave of excitement. Once that heavenly pepper is ingested into the body, one's eyes will turn red and tears will flow in pain. However, this trap of yours is too low grade, isn't it? It only makes him shed tears. I have an even more powerful one that directly cripples Gu Hai. The demon ghost spirit compelled. Just heavenly peppers, just heavenly peppers. He caused me to cry a few times. I want him to cry at that time. I'm going to go and laugh at him properly. Don't talk nonsense. What's it to you if I fix him? Long Wanyu said with a glare. Demon ghost spirit, I'm helping you out, okay. Moreover, this receiving formation and the arrangement of that pepper pit was also something I taught you, okay. Gu Hai's back. Just walk to that backyard and he'll be miserable. Long Wanyu said excitedly. Long Wanyu looked at the disc expectantly. At this time, Master Liu Nian was however invited over by Gu Hai. Old bald man Liu Nian, why are you here as well? Long Wanyu frowned slightly. Perhaps to talk about something, Demon Ghost Spirit said. Let me hear it. What kind of broken formation you have? How can you turn up the sound? Long Wanyu called out. Demon Ghost Spirit. After a bit of tidying up, the sound of talking on the other side was heard. On the screen, Gu Hai had been talking with Master Liu Nian in a living room for some time. Are you telling the truth? Long Xiaoyu's heavenly soul and earthly soul. Master Liu Nian said excitedly. Yes. I don't know how it will turn out, But there's always a hope, isn't there? Gu Hai laughed. Good, good, Gu Hai. Give me the other soul seed. Give it to me. I'll accompany you. I'll accompany you to find Xiao Yu's 2 souls. Even if it's hell, I'll still break through. Long Xiao Yu's 2 souls. Are the 2 souls still there? Grandmaster Liu Nian said excitedly. In that case, I'll trouble you, Grandmaster. Gu Hai smiled. No trouble, no trouble. Grandmaster Liu Nian said excitedly. Go after Long Xiao Yu's 2 souls. There might be some more setups. Sima Changkong's side goes to meet the marshal. I hope the 3 armies will cooperate with us then. We only get one chance, Gu Hai solemnly said. Long Wan Yu's residence. Long Wan Yu, but a steep head rumble. Master Liunian has also gone. Do you want the 2 to fall into the pit together? Demon Ghost Spirit laughed. Long Wan Yu, however, ignored it. The previous excitement suddenly faded, but the expression became blank. They're talking about my mother. Looking for my mother's ghost. Isn't Long Xiao Yu dead? The Demon Ghost Spirit said suspiciously. Shut up. I want my mother. Mother. Can my mother still be resurrected? I want my mother. They're going after my mother. I want to go too. I want to go too. Long Wan Yu instantly turned agitated and said, Boom. Kicking open the door, Long Wan Yu jumped out at once. County Lord, a group of subordinates immediately greeted her. Get lost. Don't block me. Long Wan Yu instantly kicked away the one who ushered her in and ran out. The subordinate who was kicked away was speechless. Long Wan Yu, however, went out of the guise, pulled an immortal crane car, and kicked one of the generals on it over. Go. Go to Gu Hai Mansion. Gu Hai Mansion. Long Wan Yu called out to the immortal crane. Newt. The immortal crane flew away, carrying Long Wan Yu in response. The general, who went out without looking at the yellow calendar, flew to Long Wan Yu's door, was kicked over on the ground. 7 meat and potatoes stood up and angrily shouted, Bold. Who dares to kick me? Have the guts to stand out. I want to fight you one-on-one. After shouting, that general only saw that the crane car had already flown far away, and there was a woman sitting on the crane car. Seemed a bit familiar. At this time, a group of Long Wan Yu's subordinates chased after him, but one of them stayed behind and looked at that general and said, This general, you really have guts. Huh. My county princess loves to fight one-on-one with people, but everyone avoids him. You actually took the initiative to jump out to fight one-on-one. What's your name? What's your name? Which battalion? Oh, don't mind me. I'm just in charge of the sheriff's paperwork. I'm just helping the sheriff to record some of the things she needs to do, so that she can be reminded of them. Tell me where your house is, some other day. The sheriff will definitely pay a visit to fulfill this unfinished challenge. County Lord Wan Yu. The general's face changed, revealing a hint of panic. Yes, the county lord never avoids challenges. Where does your family live? Your surname? General, don't run. I haven't recorded this yet. Hey, don't run so fast. Don't. Gu Hai's mansion. Gu Hai was talking with Master Liu Nian about how to get to Mr. Dongfang's place when, at this moment, the gate of the Gu mansion opened in response to a sound. Boom. Long Wan Yu kicked open the gates with a loud noise, causing everyone's faces to sink. Gu Hai, you come out. Gu Hai. Long Wan Yu steeply yelled. It's you again. Gu Cheng came out to check, and immediately saw Long Wan Yu. His face steeply changed. Obviously, the memory of the last time Wan Yu sacrificed his demon-surrendering hair whip and chased after Gu Chen in the Zhenan Hall was still fresh in his mind. Get lost, you dead pervert! Long Wan Yu shouted with a glare in her eyes. Gu Chen really just rolled away. If you can't afford to mess with it, can't you still hide from it? After all, having previously seen the location of Gu Hai's image in the disc, Long Wan Yu quickly found the hole where Gu Hai was. Boom. Long Wan Yu arrived. County Master. Master Liu Nian was shocked. You guys are going to find my mother's ghost. I'm going too. Long Wan Yu was instantly excited. Hey, Gu Hai raised an eyebrow. How did you know that Master Liu Nian and I were conversing? Don't you care? I'm going. That's my mother, Long Wanyu shouted. No, it can only be two people. I've already made a deal with the Grandmaster, and besides, how did you know about our conversation? Gu Hai said in a deep voice. Master Liu Nian raised an eyebrow and instantly saw a group of spirit stones on the beams of the room. Gu Hai also noticed that the spirit stones were just emitting a trace of mist, and their color actually blended in with the beams of the room, making it hard to detect. I should use this to transmit the image, right? The county princess used it once before. I said that the other day. You weren't at home. Why did she still come to your mansion? It turns out. Monitor. Gu Hai was slightly stunned, then coldly looked at Long Wanyu. It has nothing to do with me. Gu Hai, where is my mother's ghost? You tell me. Long Wanyu anxiously said. I'm sorry. This matter. It's better for you to stay out of it. Only two people can go there. I've already discussed it with the master. You wait for the news, Long Wanyu said anxiously. Gu Hai shook his head. Soul Seed. The Soul Seed you guys are talking about. What Soul Seed? Long Wanyu suddenly screamed with a burst of expression. Saying that, Long Wanyu abruptly saw two black seeds placed on the coffee table at the entrance of the backyard. That's it. With it, you can find my mother. I want one. I want one. Long Wanyu immediately wanted to pounce on them. Gu Hai's face sank, his body swayed, and quickly rushed towards the Soul Seed. A rare opportunity. He could not spoil it for Long Wanyu. The two of them rushed towards the Soul Seed at nearly the same time. Long Wanyu desperately rushed over, but Gu Hai was ultimately closer and had amazing explosive power. And in an instant, a hand grabbed the two Soul Seeds in his hands. Long Wanyu sprinted with all her might, but in the end, she didn't grab it, but she couldn't break it anymore, and instantly crashed into the coffee table and rushed into the backyard. Oh no! The demon ghost spirit's voice rang out steeply. However, only Long Wanyu could hear it. Boom! The coffee table flew out, and Long Wanyu landed in the middle of the backyard. Boom! On the ground of the backyard, a large pit steeply appeared, and Long Wanyu fell inside. The large pit was ordinary, but there was a light red breath that instantly drilled into Long Wanyu's nostrils. Only the others did not see it. Oh, still dug a pit in my backyard. However, what's the use of this pit? Nothing. Only half a person high. What do you want? Gu Hai revealed a wave of doubt and said, It's over. Heavenly Pepper. Heavenly Pepper was sucked by you. Demon Ghost Spirit said in shock. As the Heavenly Pepper entered his nose, Long Wanyu's eyes instantly turned red. Woo! Woa 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 woa. Gu Hai, I want the Soul Seed. I want to find my mother. I want to find my mother. Those tearful eyes were instantly covered in blood, and the tears couldn't stop flowing down. That was the look of grief. Those were tears of despair, filled with infinite sadness. The appearance of crying in pain caused Gu Hai's face to stiffen as he watched. Crying so sadly, a trace of guilt flashed through Gu Hai's heart. Wan Qing had asked herself to take care of Long Wanyu, but she had repeatedly bullied her. Had she really gone too far?